In today's video, I'm going to attempt to fit my bike in the back of the Rav4. I will first try without taking the front tire off, and most likely I will then have to take the front tire off. I'm 6'3", 6'4", somewhere around there, and this bike is quite large. I don't really know much about bikes, but I know that means it's a 21-inch frame, I'm pretty sure. And this is like a hybrid. It's not a mountain bike, but it's not a street bike. It's like in the middle. How fitting, right, for this to go along with my hybrid car. So to do this, I've taken my car seats out for my kids, which I never do. And I can see my back seat. There's a lever here. They are adjustable or like reclinable, these seats. So I just pulled that. And it's about 90 degrees now, but if I pull it again, it will go back pretty far, actually. If let me come over to this side. If I put this one up at 90, yeah, so you can kind of see here. The other chair you're seeing, like the center armrest thing, that is at 90 degrees. That's as high up as it will go, or forward. And this one here is as far back as it'll go. And then if you just hold this button down long enough, the seat falls fairly flat. It's definitely going uphill still, but there's also this cover. It's hard to see. I should open the back gate. So the seat drops as far down as possible. It's not very flat, but you know, it does match up with this battery cover. And then you can also move, let me pull the shade in. This thing comes out, so you lift this up and pull it forward. I might have done this in another video, I don't remember. And then it will lock in there, so it is all locked in. And it creates pretty much this ramp, which is probably hard to tell on video how steep that is, but it goes up, I'd say, a good foot. And let me get a tape measure so we could figure out how much space is in this car behind the front seats. This should tell the story too about if my bike's gonna fit before I even put the bike in the car. So the front passenger seat there is all the way back right now, and I'm getting 70 inches to the side. Maybe the middle, maybe give you an inch more, but obviously we need the shortest side if you had something wide, and that's going down there to closer to 67 inches. Now I will put the front seat all the way up, which is a joke. I mean, I don't know how many people fit there, but no one will be sitting there, so it doesn't matter. It went up a good foot, so I think I was at, maybe I was at 68 inches. I don't remember what I was at. Maybe around a foot. It's at 77 now. Let's see how long my bike is. That's the 77 inches. Look at that. It might fit without having to take the front tire off. It's gonna depend on I don't want to have my seat up that far, the driver's seat. Let's put this seat down. Here you can see the angle better. Let me get in here and attempt to lay down. So my feet, oh God, don't look, I have socks with sandals on, but I am not touching the front. Obviously this wasn't really necessary because it just showed you 77 inches. I'm not 77 inches tall, so If you wanted to take a quick nap back there, you could, but it would be quite uncomfortable. My head was, actually, couldn't take a nap. I couldn't, my head was off that, my head was floating in between the seats. I now have the tape measure right at the edge of the seat, and the amount of space you have there is 62 inches. So I guess if you wanted to take a quick nap on an incline, if you're over 5'2", just having a tough time focusing, I apologize for that, but there you go. 5 feet 2 inches, you're not gonna have a very comfortable nap. If you want to put your head down here and kick your feet up, though, you will have that, what was it, 77 inches. Okay, I'm going to throw the bike in and get back to you. Here it is. I'm quite impressed with how well it fits. I don't know why, but I was thinking it wasn't going to fit without me having to take that front tire off. Granted, I've put down my 2 back seats, so it is taking up quite a lot of space. I don't think there's any chance of fitting a bike anywhere close to this size into this car without putting those seats down. I can assure you that, actually. I'm sure it's the same with all these mid-size SUVs, whatever you call this thing. Here I have no problem with, you can tell my seat's all the way back. My seat might be a little forward, because to get the back seat down, I had to move my seat forward, or the headrest was hitting. Let me back this up. Now it's all the way back. Yeah, so no problem. And I definitely feel that you could throw another bike on top of this without a problem. Maybe even another bike similar to this size and a smaller kid's bike. I personally have a minivan, so I would never really use this car for moving my bike. I guess if I wanted to meet up with some friends and go biking and not have my family with me, I would use this, but we have a minivan for that. Even the minivan, though, the bikes are a pain to fit in, so we do have one of these guys. I just bought this thing, as you can kind of tell, it looks brand new. We've used it once, and it holds 4 bikes. It was $100 on Amazon. I got it. I heard you can get them even cheaper. Like this one goes on sale, I think, to 80 and then or 60 depending on the time of year. But I was just like, I wanted it, and I went out and bought it. I also bought this little thing for my tow hitch because I was sick of seeing the rust on it. This is kind of neat. It's rubber. You can see it like bends, and then it's held on as well, so it won't fall off. I bought another one first. It was made by Craig on Amazon. It was like $6. It said Craig right here, and it fell off, or someone ripped it off, but I don't think anyone's taken the $6 tow hitch cover. So I don't remember how much this one was. I think it was maybe like $10, and I do really like that it's on there. Obviously, it could get in the way at times, but it comes off fairly easy, especially if I had 2 hands. Just pull that over and you get the gist. Alright, I'm going to throw this tow hitch on so you can, this bike rack on so you can see it on the car. This bike rack, like many others I'm sure, has this little bolt here that when you take out, it allows it to go down that much, which should allow this to open. Yeah, no problem. Super heavy when you have bikes on it and try to do this, so you need 2 people, but definitely easier than having to take my kids' seats out and deal with putting the bike back here. But if you don't have one of these, you can definitely fit a large bike in here. Like I said, mine's a 21-inch frame. I have my seat up quite high as well. I could have taken the seat off or pushed it down and saved another few inches there, but not necessary. And then up in front of the bike, I've got a, close to a foot of space still. Alright, so I have my bike on the rack here. I put it in this third position away from the car, so that's the nice part about these 4 bike racks. They're long enough that, the bike's not going to be able to touch the car at all. I guess it could if, even if it swings around like this, it's just not going to scratch the car and all that, which is nice. And you can still fit another one on the outside. And then if you just use bungee cords or string or whatever you have to tie the tires together on the bikes and whatnot and crisscross them, you won't have a problem anyways with scratching a car. This is by no means a bike review of whatever this thing is. This is an Allen Sport, the one I have. If you're interested in one of these, just find what you want, like on Amazon, and then whatever make that is, search YouTube for a review on it. I just really wanted to show if the bike fit in the car, and I think we proved quite well that it fits nicely. As long as you put those 2 back seats down, you won't have a problem. And you could definitely fit more than 1 bike in there. Might scratch your bikes a bit, but I think you can already tell that I'm not an avid bike rider. But I'm good for at least 2 or 3 bike rides a year. And now that my kids are about to turn 5, we are biking more as a family. Let me give you a quick update on my MPG this summer. I have not been using this car a lot. I do have a convertible as well. I've always had that, obviously in the summer I like to use. Let me actually turn the car on. Alright, currently I'm at 10,848 miles. And this tank of gas, which as you can see I'm at like maybe 2/3. It's hard to tell on the angle there. There you can see it a little better. I've used 1/3 of the tank, I'd say. And I'm averaging 40.3 mpg, and I have 283 miles left on the tank. But if I show you real quick, when I get gas, I just write it down real quick. You can see I actually skipped the month. Oh man. Focus, baby. There you go. I skipped the month of August getting gas just because I don't use this car all that much. But this summer I've been averaging, let's see, 37, all the way to the right is the average miles per gallon. So 37.4, 34.2. Probably had the air conditioner on more in July. 37 late June. Basically 36 late May, and 34 in April. I'm guessing that when I do the math after filling up, even though the car currently is saying, what is it saying? I forget already. 40.3. By the time I get gas, that might be a little lower, and then if you drop a mile per gallon, be around 37, 38. But I'll keep you updated. That is it for now. Nothing big to report, which is good if you're interested in this car. I have not had any major issues in the first nearly 11,000 miles. If you have not seen my other videos, I have probably close to 30 of them up now, just on this car. Check them out. Take care.